Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the Gemini reading for the lessons and takeaways from June of 2020. Welcome to all Gemini who are Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Cross Watchers, of course, are always welcome. So today we're using an old style Thoth deck for this particular reading, and I'm just going to be shuffling on camera and doing one pile for the general collective of Gemini who are watching. If for whatever reason this particular reading does not resonate with you, remember that you can also check out your other related signs. So if you happen to be a Gemini Sun, you can check out your whatever it happens to be rising. And that'll be maybe a little bit closer to what you're looking for. Some people say that the rising is closer to what they should be watching. Personally, it's always been sun signs for me. I'm just seem to have that connection with my sun sign a little bit more, but to each their own, as they say. Also, if you're looking for a more personal reading, don't forget that we do have in the description a link to our store for something that's a little more in tune with you individually. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to do 4 across. That's going to be your message, and then 4 below will be the clarifiers for what the message is actually pertaining to. So Gemini, how was your June of 2020? Please leave a comment, let us know. It's been a wild one on so many levels. Within this particular video, I don't want to get too much into that kind of thing, but I know a lot of people have been going through, actually the world pretty much has been going through a lot this month. So let's see what you have personally taken away from all of this, okay? So we're starting out with the Lovers upright. We have the 8 of Pentacles, also upright. And we have the King of Wands in reverse. So let me get that last card for you for your original messages before we do the clarifiers, and let's just see what that whole message actually is. Not all the cards. Thank you. Getting feisty here. Okay. You must know it's the retrogrades are doing their retrograding all over the place here. We just came, when I'm taping this like right now, we literally just came out of the Venus retrograde, so that could be what they're all excited about. Okay, so we have the Star card upright. Star card is always wonderful. This spread in general, Gemini, love this energy. So we have the Lovers card, which I think I read somewhere actually is the Gemini card for the tarot, so way to go. You've been yourself, you've been awesome, you've been doing well, even in light of everything that's been going on, as I mentioned. But for you personally, in your individual existence as a Gemini, you've been doing great. The 8 of Pentacles speaks of hard work, of actually working on something that you've been wanting to start recently. Actually getting through that, really investing that time in your business, in your work, in your, maybe it's a hobby even that you've been starting. And we do have, though, this one reverse card, which is the King of Wands. So there's been a little bit of a lack with regard to, or a little bit of an upset with regard to your passions lately. It hasn't affected your love life. It's not necessarily your passion with regard to your significant other, but it may actually be a passion with regard to what you're doing as your work. Maybe you started something new and have kind of realized in this month that maybe as a position or as a job, it may not be as worthwhile as you had first hoped or considered it to be. You do have the Star card, though, overall, which is, it speaks of it's success, it's pouring things into yourself, it's pouring your heart and soul into other things. So you've really had that investment in yourself this month as well, which is always great to see. Self-improvement is always a wonderful thing to include in any month of the year, at any time. So let's find out what we can clarify with regard to your particular messages, Gemini. Oop. Ooh, runaway card. That one almost went off the side. Okay. So we're starting out with the Ace of Swords underneath the Lovers, which is great. So you had a new level of communication within your particular, whether it was actually a new person that you were starting to talk to and it actually blossomed within this month. Romantic, love it. If that was your case. If not, it just means that you've gotten to that next level of the ability to communicate with your significant other. So it could be that maybe some people got engaged this month, which again, congratulations, awesome. I guess it's congratulations to the woman and good luck to the man. That's the traditional way of doing it, and since we're using a traditional deck, let's go with it. So we have the Strength card in upright to clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Backtracking for just a second, I realized what I said, and if for whatever reason you and your significant other are of the same gender or what have you, that comment was not meant to be excluding, exclusive, that kind of thing. It was meant as an overall congratulations to all parties of any kind doing that particular life-changing event. Okay, back to your reading. The Eight of Pentacles being clarified by the Strength card means that whatever this is, even if it isn't something that you want to do as a long-term position, it is something that you're very strong in. You found your strength, or you found your strength to persevere in it. Could be as well. Like I said, this is a collective reading, so some of you may have found an inner strength within this particular job, or it may be something that you are doing in the interim while you're waiting for that job that really brings out the fire in you, as they say, and you're finding the strength in yourself to keep going with what you're doing at this time, just to make ends meet until that other thing comes along. Okay, hopefully this doesn't take too long. Sometimes when I do this, it takes a bit. Oh, there we go. So our jumper here, we have the Three of Wands in reverse, which clarifies the King of Wands, which makes a lot of sense with regard to a delay or a ship not coming in. Remember that the top row is your actual message. This just clarifies or explains what this really is entailing with regard to you. So the King of Wands, who is like the master of their passion, the absolute go-getter as far as that kind of thing happens. But whatever it is, the ship that did not come in. So the idea of the Three of Wands is that your ship has finally come in. You're finally able to move forward with whatever it happens to be. So whatever ship you've been waiting for has not arrived yet. Or in the other options, with regard to the people who have found out that this really isn't what they want to be doing and they just don't have that drive for it, that ship could literally be referring to your desire to continue with this particular endeavor. So that desire had never arrived, so you just fizzled out with regard to any kind of passion for doing this work long term. And lastly, the Star card, beautiful as she is going to be signified, clarified, helped along by way too many cards. Hang on a sec. I just want one. I'm gonna pull from the top any second. Whoop. Keep getting threes. We're trying not to do a choose your own adventure this time, guys, so let's get with this one card program here. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this one. Okay, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. There you go. There's a bit of a glare, sorry. So the Six of Pentacles in reverse, let's move this over. Clarifying for the Star card is referring to the Six of Pentacles refers to reciprocity. The Star card refers to, as I said, being well within your self-care, your growth as an individual, pouring yourself into your own growth as your own person. So what I'm seeing that the Six of Pentacles with regard to this as being the clarification for the Star card being here for you is telling me that for those of you especially who didn't really get their passion for whatever this work is, because that passion didn't come in for you, it literally didn't come in for you to be able to want to keep doing this job, the work that you've been putting into yourself didn't really end up getting reciprocated by the job. So you did all the work and put it into your own self and grew as a person, which is awesome. But you didn't find that growth came in turn also from the job. So whatever this particular task, hobby, endeavor happened to be, you found the strength to actually do whatever it was, but you never felt any passion for it. So because there was no passion coming from that, your self-worth, self-investment had to come from within, as opposed to being normally, I think Gemini, partly the person I'm reading this for, the people I'm reading this for, you may find part of yourself within your job or define yourself by what you do. So because you're not getting that reciprocity from that position at this time, you really had to go within yourself and find your own self-worth to invest in you, to keep going, to grow into your next level of yourself. So this is what I see for you, Gemini, for your lessons and your takeaways from June of 2020. Thank you so much for joining. This has been a wonderful reading, very insightful. And I hope you had a lot to take away from it, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.